Hey everybody, welcome back to another fun and exciting geometry class. Today we are going to be on page number 152 in your books, page 152, and we're going to be talking about two different concepts. First of all is the concept of an angle formed by intersecting chords, an angle formed when two chords intersect each other inside of the circle. Theorem 43, if you look down here at the screen, I've got it written down, says an angle formed by the intersection of two chords is measured by 1/2 of the sum of the arc intercepted and the arc intercepted by its vertical angle. Now that's a lot of words there. So let me kind of work through that with you. Let's take a look at this picture right here. If I take this circle and we kind of start talking about those different parts to the theorem there. I'll go ahead and highlight them as we're talking about them so you can understand. An angle formed by the intersection of two chords. Well, there's the intersection of two chords. Okay, so chord AC and chord BD are intersecting each other right here at this spot. Okay. So if we want to measure the angles, now I'm going to show you something that's kind of interesting. We have several different angles here, don't we? We have this angle, and we have this angle. Okay, so this one and this one. All right, but look, we also have two other angles. We have this one and this one. So which one is it talking about? It's just talking about either one. It's talking about all of them, to be honest with you. It's talking about any of those angles can be measured using this theorem. Okay, so let's keep going with it. Is measured by 1/2 the sum. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, if this was algebra, we would write this by 1/2 of the sum of, we'll call it A plus B. That would be our little algebraic formula right there. Okay? And those would be A and B would be angles, or they would be, excuse me, they would be arcs. So we could write it like this using, so that would be algebra. Okay, we would write it like this using geometry. Arc, let's call it arc AB. Okay, so that's, let's say we're measuring this angle right here. That would be arc AB plus arc. Notice what it says, the arc of its intercepted vertical angle. Well, what's the vertical angle? If this is the one we're measuring, then its vertical angle is this one. So the one that's being intercepted by that one is arc CD. And that's how we would write it using geometry. So 1/2 of these two arcs added together. Which arcs? Well, if we're measuring this angle, it would be this arc and this arc. We have to add them together and then divide by 2. That's the easiest way. The other way to write this, I guess, would be to just do A plus B divided by 2. That would work as well. So the 1/2 multiply by 1/2 divide by 2, it's the same thing. You're going to get the same answer. So there you go. So let's go ahead and just let's plug in a number and let's see how this is going to work. Okay, I'll leave this here. I'll leave our formula here. So let's plug in a number. Let's say that the intercepted arc, again, we're looking for this angle right here. So let's say that AB equals the arc degrees is, let's see, let's say that is 30. I'm just making up stuff, okay? And let's say that this one, the reflex angle, the one that intercepts this one over here, is 140. Okay? Now I don't know if that can actually work out or not. Maybe it can, maybe it can't, but we'll just throw those in there. All right. So now let's just plug into the formula. So A plus B, 30, plus CD, 140, and we're going to cut that in half. All right, so 30 plus 40 gives me 170. Cut 170 in half, and you're going to get 85 degrees. So in other words, this angle right here would be an 85-degree angle in that case. Okay. What would its vertical angle be? Let's talk about this. What would its vertical angle? We can figure out the whole thing now. Okay, we just unlocked the puzzle. The vertical angle is also 85 degrees, isn't it? All right. So then what would this angle be? Let me change the color here. What would this angle be right here? So we'll call that, I, well, this is a straight line. Yeah? Straight lines are 180. So if that's 85, then that's got to be, what is that, 95? Okay, 95 plus 85 equals 180. Well, if that's 90, then this is also 90. Or 95, sorry. Okay? And we can't really, the one that we can't really define yet is this and this. Okay? We know that they are half, like it, this 95, the total here is going to be double that 95. We know that. But we're still not sure because they could be any variety of that. So if we knew, like if we knew one of them, we could figure out the other one. But if we don't know either one, we can't figure those out at this point. We don't have quite enough information for that. So, but if I told you, for example, if I told you that this one was 60 degrees, then we could figure out the other one. One way that we could figure out the other one is 140, 60, and 30. That the one that's remaining would have to add up to 360. That would be one way to figure that out. But that's what they're going for here. They're going for, once they give you one piece of this, you can work your way around the circle and you can figure out different parts to the circle, different degrees, different angles, different arcs, those types of things. Okay? So that is theorem number 43. If an angle formed by the intersection of two chords, it measures 1/2 of the sum. So 1/2 of the sum of the arc it intercepts and the arc the vertical angle intercepts. Okay? All right, go ahead and look in your book on the next page, 153, right across the page, 153. Now we're going to be talking about angles formed by a tangent and a chord. Angles formed by a tangent and a chord. So now if you look down here at this, I have a tangent, okay, that's the pink line, and I have a chord, that's the green line. And notice that it says that these have to intersect at a certain place. Theorem 44 says an angle formed by a tangent and a chord from the point of tangency. That is the key to this right here. It has to be formed at the point of tangency. That's the angle we're measuring right here, okay? At the point of tangency. And that is a very important part to this. Is measured by 1/2 the intercepted arc, okay? So if we know that this intercepted arc, that's the arc it's intercepting because there's the angle, okay? If we know the measurement of that arc, or if we can figure out the measurement of that arc, then we can figure out that angle right here. So let me switch colors here. So this is what we're going for, is this arc right here. How do we know that? We look at this chord right here. So if this chord is 40 arc degrees, then the angle it's intercepted by there is going to be 1/2 of that, so that is going to be 20 degrees. Okay, that would be 20 degrees. It's 1/2. And we can figure some other stuff out. See, here's what they're going to start doing to you now that they've kind of given you all the basics. They're going to start giving you circles with chords intersecting, with tangents being intersected by chords, with inscribed angles from the center, with inscribed angles outside the center. You're going to get central angles, all kinds of different things they're going to put in the same circle, and they're going to make you figure out using, you know, like a piece by piece. It's almost like you're going to be a detective, okay? And so you have a mystery to solve. Well, how do you do that? Well, most of the time you solve a mystery piece by piece. You take one clue and you connect it to the other clue, and you're like, okay, I got that. and then that leads you to the next clue, and then that leads you to the next clue, and you keep going around piece by piece. And that's what you're going to be doing on the exercises, on the quizzes, on the tests, things like that. So um, get that idea in your head. How are you going to do it? Well, you're going to do it by figuring out parts that you know. How do you know the parts? Using the theorems. Okay, these are the tools that are in your toolbox that you have to figure out this mystery. And so all of them are going to start working together. We do have a couple more lessons here. And then after, I think there's two more lessons. We have a review lesson, and then there's a test coming up. So be working hard, studying, doing the exercises. If you missed anything, make sure you rewind this video real quick and watch it again and figure out what you missed. All right? Well, that's all I got for you in this lesson. Hope you understood it. If you didn't, hit that rewind button and check it out again. All right. We'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.